What is good, y'all? Welcome back to Chris and Ralph Productions. As always, I am Chris. Hope you're having a wonderful night. So, speaking of nights, let's go ahead and get into this Dark Night. Batman the Cape Crusader is a brand new Amazon Prime video show that's going to be coming out later this August. Today, they released a bunch of images as well as an interview with Bruce Timm and a breakdown of some of the things that we can expect to see in this show. I'm going to go through images that they released and quotes from Bruce Timm himself, and sort of just give my thoughts throughout, and what I expect to see, what I'm hoping to see for Batman Cape Crusader. So this is from Amazon Prime themselves. This is Gotham City Knights are on the way. Batman Cape Crusader, a new series from Bruce Timm, J.J. Abrams, and Matt Reeves, arrives August 1st. So we know this show has been in production for a couple of years, probably obviously longer than that. And whenever Bruce Timm was announced that he was going to be brought into the project or he sort of helmed the project, we all pretty much got ecstatic because Bruce Timm, the creator and co-creator and all that of everything for the animated series. So yeah, so if you're not familiar with some of their works, Bruce Timm did the Batman animated series, Batman Beyond, and many other projects. Matt Reeves, obviously known for the Planet of the Apes trilogy, as well as the Batman, one of the best films of that year, and I think his take is really, really well. And finally, we had J.J. Abrams, blockbuster director, best known for his work on The Force Awakens, Star Wars film. So let's go ahead and get into these images that they released and just to see what they look like. This is, Batman himself, the Cape Crusader. Obviously, they're going to be doing the 1940s iteration of this character, the first iteration. And, in this scene, he's in a burning building, and Batman does what Batman does, and he goes in there to save people. What I like about this art design is that it obviously, it takes from the animated series, Bruce Timm, but it sort of puts it in a modern filter with, where they have updated, tools that they can use to animate this. Speaking of Batman, let's go ahead and get into a quote of Batman by Bruce Timm. This is what he had to say. He's not obsessed with his parents' murder, but it challenged him in a way where he's still not adjusted to being a human being. Whenever he's Bruce Wayne, that's not just him with the mask off, that's him wearing a person suit. He's trying to pretend to be something that he's not. Right here is an image that they released of Bruce Wayne and Selina Kyle. So they're going to play into their relationship, and I'm very interested to see how they do like a sort of a throwback 1940s relationship in a modern time. I'm very much looking forward to it, and I think it's just beautiful, beautiful art. The faces are Bruce Timm faces, and I love it. Um, you know, when it comes to Bruce Wayne and him coping with his parents being murdered in front of him, it's sort of a running joke within the Batman shows and TVs and excuse me, shows and movies and all that. That like we're gonna see the white pearls again. If we see the white pearls for this, oh well, we're gonna see him again probably. Who knows? But like Bruce Timm emphasized, he's not obsessed with his parents' murder. So in this show, I think we can expect just to see him cope of being Batman, but not sort of bring up the struggle that he's dealing with of his parents being murdered in front of him, just more so just trying to, recover from that. And like I mentioned right here, we see Selena Kyle. Let's go ahead and get into Selena Kyle as Catwoman. This is also from Bruce Timm. Oh, first, let's get into her costume. I think that is beautiful. They're obviously doing the throwback costume. Uh, and, you know, Bruce Timm, he said that they didn't want to do leather and stuff like that, which they did in the 90s. They wanted to use cloth. So I think it's going to translate really well. This is what he had to say. We didn't want to do the Batman, the animated series Catwoman, or the version that Ed Brubaker and Dwayne Cook did in the early 2000s, with the practical leather suit, which has become her default look in the comics and movies. Of course, yeah. Every time you see Catwoman, You see here, like, the Anne Hathaway iteration, it was just, like, skin tight leather. For the Batman, what's her name? Her name is escaping me. Zoe Kravitz. Her, I don't remember. I think it was leather as well, like a matted leather type of look. Halle Berry, leather as well. So that is, the look of Catwoman. He went on to say, um, Tim says in a great that I love that, but we wanted to stop doing that different. We wanted to start doing something different. So we thought, let's do all the way back to the beginning. I love the original look that she had in the 40s. It's purple. And of course, um, I think I'm a collector of figures. I think these McFarlanes are going to go absolutely hard. I'm very much looking forward to getting a Catwoman, a Batman, and everybody else. And I think, she looks great. This is just a still. It looks like she's going to be stealing something. I have play on words. um, so I'm excited to see how she's going to be as Catwoman in this iteration. Commissioner Gordon. This is going to be Commissioner Gordon for the show. He didn't really say much about Gordon, what his relationship is going to be. I'm sure it's going to be similar to what we've always seen. He's working with Batman himself, which is obviously him at his desk. I love the suit. I love the mustache, of course. So interested to see how they do this, Gordon. What his relationship is going to be with Bruce, um, and how he just handles everything that's going on at GCPD, because Gotham City Police Department always has something else going on. Let's go ahead and get into another character that's going to be sort of reintroduced into the show, and that's going to be Harley Quinn. Very much a different look for Harley Quinzel. Harleen Quinzel, she has green and yellow, sort of looks like a Supersonics color scheme. Um, so it is the Jester Court costume that she's always worn, just different colors. So this is what he had to say. I thought there might be something interesting about bringing her on the show, just not as Joker's girlfriend. A big part. Oh, and speaking of Joker, they haven't. I don't think they really said anything about Joker. There hasn't been any images released about Joker, but when they do, I'll definitely upload about that. A big part was just doing a basic flip. The original Dr. Quinzel was a little bit more serious, and then when she became Harley, she got really goofy and so weird. So we thought, what if we just reverse that? When she's Dr. Quinzel, she's a little bit more whimsical and fun, and then when she's Harley Quinn, she's scary. Interesting. Okay, I like that take. I like how, obviously, in the image of her as Harleen Quinzel, she's smiling. She's, not as serious that we've seen in many iterations, of course. And her on the right as Harley Quinn, she's mean mugging us. She is not, don't look like she's a friendly face. So that's a little scary because we know her, um, ability to her aerobac. How do you pronounce it? Her gymnastics. Okay, there you go. Her gymnastics background. And she's a doctor, so that's a deadly combination for someone that doesn't look like they want to be your friend. Speaking of someone that's not your friend, Clayface. This is an image that they revealed of Clayface. He didn't really say much about Clayface, um, but this isn't the Clayface that we're used to now, where he's a giant 20-foot tall mud monster who can transform into anything. This looks more like a Western ghoul type of villain, 1940s monster. They're going in the article by Entertainment Weekly. They essentially said that they're going to want to do a more classic look on Clayface and not what we're used to, because obviously it's going to be in the 1940s. It being in the 1940s is something that I'm very much looking forward to, um, because I know Tom King is doing a run right now where he is kind of sort of set during that time. So I'm very invested in the 1940s Batman era. Speaking of that, this is a quote from Bruce Timm. James is one of the head character designers for the show. This is from Bruce Timm. He said, James and I are both really big fans of the movies from that era, the 1940s. So we decided to really lean into the terms of those clothes, the cars, the architecture, and the level of technology. Tim says of the new show setting, early on we decided that we would be there would be no computers and no cell phones. That changed everything. And I love that. We're gonna see. a Batman do detective work in a classic way. He's gonna have a magnifying glass. He's probably gonna have the dust powder to find fingerprints. He's gonna have to use a ruler measuring tape to measure the distance of the bullet from the projectile. Just classic detective work that he's did before there was computers and stuff. Uh, and like what he mentioned as well, the clothes, the cars, and the architecture. I cannot wait to see Gotham City in this 1940s iteration. I think it's going to be beautiful. The cars as well. I totally forgot. Oh my god, all those Fords that they had back in the day, those mobster looking vehicles. Those are going to be pretty badass to see on screen. So guys, what are your thoughts on the Batman Cape Crusader? What are you most looking forward to? Me personally, I just want to dive into the 1940s and just see exactly what Bruce, Matt, and JJ are going to be bringing for us. So I can't wait. Guys, if you watch this whole video, I do appreciate the support. So please like, share, and subscribe if I've rendered your subscription. That's so awesome. As always, guys, I'm Chris. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.